Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here. Saturday is going to be WWE's Roadblock special on the WWE Network. It is coming to you live from Toronto. It was once booked as the Road to WrestleMania tour, but then it just turned into Roadblock. And honestly, Roadblock does make a little bit of a, a word association when you're talking about, you go from the Royal Rumble to then you go to, WWE Fastlane. Which, the show hasn't been spectacular the last 2 years it's been in existence, but it's supposed to be like almost WrestleMania matches while you're on the road to get you to WrestleMania, because that is what, the big boom for WWE is every year, is that January to, WrestleMania feel, and then from there, you roll into Payback and Extreme Rules, and it's sort of like, hopefully we gain some momentum off of WrestleMania and we can get people, going and through summer until it just sort of falls off around the fall and then dies in the winter. But, I don't know. I feel very weird about this show, and I don't know if everybody else feels this way. It wasn't like I had huge expectations for this show, but as a wrestling fan, the one thing I always liked about WrestleMania was the fact that there was nothing in between, February and April. March was sort of like wide open to make Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns. Very, very impactful, and make it where you couldn't wait and to see what was happening next week, because you wanted to see the storylines progress, to see what the matches were going to be at WrestleMania. Even if you knew what the match was going to be, you had a chance to build the feud a little bit longer. And I don't know if it's just that WWE only puts everything into your main events, and basically the undercard, it just sort of falls into place, and it is what it is. But I just feel like that's not the way it should have been. And when I look at Roadblock, it's just like this confusing sort of a deal that, like, I guess like they were booking it on Monday Night Raw, that if Dean Ambrose wins, he hijacks WrestleMania. He would turn his match with Brock Lesnar into a WWE Championship match. I don't know what the hell would really happen with Triple H and Roman Reigns, that they would just have a match to have a match. But it sort of reminds me of that Monday Night Raw right before WrestleMania. I screw my years up on WrestleManias, especially the old ones, but I think it's WrestleMania 13, the one that was going to be in Chicago. The go-home show was a steel cage match between the WWF champion Sid and Bret Hart. And, basically Stone Cold Steve Austin realizes throughout the match that if Bret wins, his match at WrestleMania is going to be a championship match. So he comes running down and he gets involved in the match. And that makes Undertaker, who's the #1 contender, to fight Sid. He gets all nervous. He's like, wait a minute, if Sid loses, I hate this guy, but I lose my chance to win the championship at WrestleMania. So he comes down and they all start fighting. That was a really fun thing. But this is like a WWE special, which is almost like a please don't cancel the WWE Network in the month of March, because we don't have a special. That's one reason why a lot of people have it. I've been watching a lot of the WWE collections that they put up on there. The collection on Shane McMahon was really good. The collection on Daniel Bryan was very good. The old WrestleManias are really fun to watch to get you hyped for the upcoming WrestleMania coming up in Dallas. But this Roadblock show, I know it's supposed to be like a house show, but with them promoting it on Monday Night Raw, it actually means that these matches actually mean something. But when you look at the two WWE matches and the one NXT match that they put together, it's almost like, I understand that if you're home on Saturday, you're going to watch this show because we watch wrestling and that's what we do. But it doesn't make a lot of sense. Roman Reigns has been down with an injury. He got his nose fixed after Triple H busted it up on the announce table and the pedigree on the ring steps. Dean Ambrose, who already has a WrestleMania match, he's now going to be going for the championship against Triple H. And it was almost like this match really wasn't put together because he beat up his friend. It was just sort of like he saw an opportunity and he took it. But, Roman Reigns is the guy that lost the championship at the Royal Rumble. He should be the guy getting the first shot to go at the title. And now here's just Dean slipping on in like nothing happened. But, you got that match. You've got Enzo and Kaz going up for the NXT Championship. It's going to be fighting Dash and Dawson. And then your other match, which makes no sense at all because they've really put no time into it at all, is Brock Lesnar against Bray Wyatt. Like I'm saying, that basically, if you're home on Saturday, you're going to watch this. And maybe you come home and you watch it on demand if you miss it. But the way this looks with these 3 matches that they've been pumping out, unless they really put something over on SmackDown during the tapings tonight, it just doesn't seem like there's really that much anything enjoyable. When the WWE Network came out, that was one of the big things, was people was saying, hey, I hope that they put up, live specials, like, when they go to the Garden. I want house shows on there. And I thought that if they put house shows on there, it would sort of kill television, because of the fact that a lot of times on the house shows, what gets people into the buildings is they'll promote matches that are building up to a pay-per-view. It's almost like you get to see the WrestleMania main event before it happens, if you go to the house show in your town. And if they do that, it sort of defeats the purpose of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and even the pay-per-view as a whole. But they got to figure something out, because if they're going to be doing live specials, they can't do it like this. The Beast in the East show from Japan really knocked it out of the park until that tag team match at the end, with Barrett and Kane going up against Dolph Ziggler and John Cena. I didn't think the Madison Square Garden show was that great. It was fun to see Brock Lesnar against the Big Show. They had that steel cage match between Rollins and John Cena, but it ended up just being something to promote Kane coming back and Kane getting a match against Rollins at whatever show that was, the show that's after Night of Champions, I think is what it is. But I don't know. Like I said, I gotta work. I'm gonna come home. I know I'm gonna watch it on demand when I get home that night, no matter what time I have to start it. If it ends up being a 3-hour show and I end up having to stay up real late to watch it, I'm gonna watch it, because that's what I do as a wrestling fan. But I can tell you as of right now, I'm not really that excited about it.